colleagues, it's been a little while since I've recorded the last COVID-19 video, and I thought it would be the right time to just update you on some of the working groups, activities that we've been involved with in terms of helping you and supporting you through returning to work, but more importantly now focusing on the schools and tutors and returning to teach. So as you've been aware, every Wednesday Jenny and the Jennies have been proactive in terms of supporting you, answering your questions, and there's been a lot of posts around relevant but repeated questions concerning protocol, conduct and protective clothing. What we want to say is that the GCMT, the MTI, we're looking, as I've said previously many times before, we're looking at not the minimum standards, but maintaining best practice. So if you adhere to the government guidance and you can justify why you've behaved or acted in a certain way, and it's rationalized, then that's okay, that's fine. But what we're also asking you to do is promote and help us promote best practice so that our voices are heard, and when we are called to action should a second wave hit, that we are recognized as true healthcare workers and we're part of the framework that will be involved in mitigating and reducing possible spreads of COVID-19. So I know there's been a lot of anxiety around what is needed, required, and some of you have found that working in certain ways may not be ideal. We all are adapting to new ways of working, to new ways of learning, to new ways of approaching the work we are doing. And I find this really exciting because it allows us to reflect on where we've been, but equally to consider our futures. And I know that there's been a lot of issues around wanting to return to work. How do we recruit clients? What happens if clients do not want to receive the treatments we offer? These are all very relevant and important questions, especially in a climate of uncertainty and doubt, and also in huge financial issues. Lots of colleagues have been writing to me really worried about their financial future and whether they'll be able to cover the bills if they solely stayed within the massage field of practice. What I'm saying now to all of you, don't give up on your skills, don't give up on your futures now. Work through it. Yes, we have a support group and businesses will start to pick up, but a lot of people are still treading very slowly in terms of close contact work. So continue to ask the questions, but more importantly, we ask you to read the guidance, because a lot of the questions being asked, we have spent a lot of time devising the guidance to reflect that. The important thing and the key message that I'd like you to take into account is if you are able to do a comprehensive risk assessment and document, that is the key word, document, everything you can to motivate why you've decided to choose a certain skill or behave in a certain way, and that is reasonable and rationalized, then you shouldn't be in any issues or no further problems should ensue. So that is where we're at in terms of returning to work, and we're really excited to listen and receive your feeds and posts about the lessons that you are learning in terms of returning to work. The second point I want to raise this morning is that the GCMT have got a task group, and we have developed some guidance for schools based on returning to teach. Now we recognize and appreciate right at the start that one size does not fit all. So what the MTI approach has been is to ask schools and tutors to really send us a proposal of how they want to return to teaching. And we will then look at that and review that and feedback. So it's not a process where we say yes or no, it's a developmental one. We want to work with you to help you consider reasonable adjustments to how you will teach and how you will move forward in terms of enhancing the learning and professional skills that you embed and use to teach the next group of students entering your course. Jenny is also working on a similar resource pack to what she did for returning to work. She has been key and working really hard and one for returning to teach, things that will be of use. And those resource packs are actually a critical friend and adjunct to the guidance. So we ask you to look at those if you are involved in a tutor role and work with us. And if you recommend or you find that there are certain things that you do that others would benefit from, please let us know so we can continue to add to it and enhance the way that we return to our work. I find that the next phase will be exciting, but yes, will be studded with important lessons we are learning. We recognize now it's been very hot in the summers and people are enjoying the hot weather, but we also know very soon we turn into autumn and the winter months where we're at greater risk in terms of a return or an increase in the spread of the COVID-19. But we do ask that if we are reasonable and logical and we follow the guidance in a professional manner, we should be able to mitigate risk. We should be able to work together, learning from what has happened in the first wave so that we don't repeat things in the second wave. And MTI is always keen to listen to your voices, to listen to your questions, and to work with you to think about what is best for us as a community. So thank you again for all your questions, thank you for all your effort, for all your time, and I look forward to helping us move on forward as we move into the next phases. Most of all, take time for yourself to reflect, to revisit, to refresh, to rewind, and to remotivate in terms of moving forward. All the best from the MTI board.